Build a NeuroNinja. Welcome everyone to the Unleashing Learning Pack. We're looking at memory and how to build memory, particularly at times when you might have a period of time when you're away from school. So school holidays, those long weekends, just to kind of keep those circuits awake. We're looking at daily memory builders, and I'm going to introduce you to something called the Frayer Flashcard method for new words. So you'll have heard of flashcards. You may not have come across the Frayer method, and we're going to look at it in particular in relation to learning new words, words that are unfamiliar to you. First thing we need to remember is that learning is not something that happens in a finger click. It happens over the course of several days, weeks and months. And whilst we'll get information from our teacher in lessons, we'll also need to practice that information and recall it. So learning is three processes, not one. Learning is getting it, that's understanding it. Learning is practicing it, that's repeating it enough to encode it into the physical structure of our brain, connecting it up, and then using it, which is pulling it back out of memory and then using it to answer questions in class, do tests, and to apply it to new situations where we may not have had to use that information before. So this is what happens when we've learned something. When we've understood it, it is just an electrical signal moving down a neuron. And these wiggling GIFs are neurons. And you can see that electricity moving down that neuron is called an action potential. That is a thought. And if you repeat a thought often enough, the neuron grows some insulation, which means the information can move faster and faster. It can actually go 10 times faster. So if you think about something you're really good at, you got good at it because you repeated it enough to build up insulation in our neurally plastic brain. What does neuroplasticity mean? Our brain changes on the basis of what we use it for. So what happens once your memories have been experienced during the course of the day, at night, your area of your brain called the hippocampus refires memories that have been used most often. So whatever you use your brain for most during the day, the hippocampus says, hang on a minute, that's obviously useful. It might be the times table. It might be that really clever move you've just learned to do on your scooter. The brain will then refire those memory cells, those connections between the different neurons. It will refire them using the hippocampus, which is a memory structure deep in the brain. So let's introduce you to the Frayer method. And this is really clever because what it does is it slows down the learning process of a new word. So let's look at a word that's really tricky to spell that crops up on the Year 4, Year 5 spelling list. A word like disappear. So the Frayer method, it's just a flashcard, just a normal flashcard, but divided into 4 segments. So in the top segment, you put the spelling, make sure you get it right, and then you say it out loud, D-I-S-A-P-P-E-R. Important, 1 S, 2 P's, that's important to remember. A synonym, so that's a word that means the same as disappear. So vanish, fade, and dematerialize. That's all going to help create a connected set of information around that word in your brain. And then the antonyms, the opposites. So appear, to be seen, to be visible. That again creates another set of information. Your brain is a connected network. What the Frayer flashcard does is it gives you the information, it gives you something important, it gives you a bit more information, and then the opposite. And that becomes a set of neurons connected in your mind. And you've just seen how your hippocampus would wire that stuff up. So try and use the Frayer method to help you learn new keywords and subject vocabulary. And if you do a flashcard every day for a new word, you'll be amazed at how quickly those bits of information build up. And then you just need to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, looking at the flashcard each day for 5 or 6 times until it's in your head. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.